Hi Aries, welcome to your general reading for April the 11th to the 17th. So we're just going to jump straight in. I've already shuffled these, but they're really tricky to shuffle because they're quite thick. So I tend to do that off camera. We'll also clarify with as many as we need, but I think I used the golden Art Nouveau Tarot last week. It's a bit shiny on camera, but I do like the drawings on this, so I'm going to use that one. But let's start off with the true black as usual. You've got the Page of Cups as your situation. Opposing that, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. Comes up all the time, the Knight of Pentacles. Two of Swords again, that's in your near past, near future. One of my favourite cards, my second favourite card in this deck, the Hanged Man. Great card to get. The root of the matter, subconscious, what's going away, is the Page of Swords. Strength at the top there, it's great to see that. You can see that that's all a bit high, so let's bring that down a bit for you. Aries, let's see what's happening this week. So far so good anyway. So that's the situation, that's your question. And then we have, hang on, we also go that way a smidge, I think. Smidge, good word. Let's see, we've got how you see the situation. King of Pentacles, very nice. How others see it. Queen of Wands, she's turned up again. Hopes and fears, Eight of Cups. And finally the outcome, Knight of Pentacles. A lot of night energy on this, a lot of event energy. A bit of an event coming up next week perhaps. Oh, that's really off camera there, isn't it? Let's deal with that at a later date, I think. I'll just bring that one in. I'm just going to bring that one to there so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. Okay, let's get to it. So you got the Page of Cups. The pages in this deck are all female, as are the knights, which is really nice to see. She's actually manifesting those angel fish out of her subconscious. It's all about the emotions on this. It's all about your heart and your instinct. There's a rabbit, for instance, there, and it's a lovely, gentle energy, this one. One of those people that you're drawn to and you can't see why. Or don't really understand why, but just a really nice energy to start with. Then crossing that, you've got it's a slightly stubborn energy with the Knight of Pentacles. Again, you know, she's woefully over armored. Is that a book of instructions? She's got the hammer in hand like she's just made it. Antlers are stamina and tenacity, so you've got that quality in spades. All those pentacles hanging there, that's her sort of setting out a stall, you know. Hey, check me out, look what I can do. It's a great night. I mean, most of the other readings you'll see or illustrations see of this is of all the nights, it's the slowest. It's on a static horse. Usually the horse isn't moving, and there are normally fields in the background waiting to be planted. So it's a bit like, yeah, okay, you've got everything you need, you're all set up, your armor's there, can we go and do something about it now? So there's a lack of movement a little bit. And that kind of ties in with the near past as well. Two of Swords, these two swords are rubbing against each other. There's an important message that they're ignoring and actually ripping up as they rub against each other. And it's particularly in this deck, it's like there's a lack of movement, which ties in with this sort of stubbornness. So I think some things may not have been going as fast as you wanted them to last week. And yeah, and there's a feeling from here that in your subconscious it was like, no, I wanted to get moving. You know, this Knight of Swords is kind of cut through the brambles that were holding him back, and it's released all this fruit and all the fruits of his labours, which are on top of her antlers here. So it's almost like, you've held me back enough, I need to crack on with this now. And then the head of the matter, what you really see the situation as, the clarity, is this lovely card. I mean, on the spot varnish there's all those spears and halberds behind her. She's holding, I think it's an olive branch, and she's got the infinity symbol above her head. She's breaking arrows. Basically, it's not a physical strength. This strength card is about just standing up for what you believe in, or standing up for others. You know, a snake literally cannot stand up. So she's standing up for this, what people might think is a terrifying creature. And yeah, she's doing it, and she's got the power to do it, and do it for a long time as well. So if you're thinking of doing something, even, you know, whether it's a relationship or work or money, that's a really good card to get, because it's just that solid kind of, yeah, I can definitely do this. Energy on the bottom of the deck, choices, choices, choices. Seven of Cups. So there are a lot of choices at the moment, including something you don't even know about. So there are things you do know, and even a couple of things you don't know. What it warns us of is, be careful you're not too stubborn and static that you don't do anything about it. You know, you have to make a decision, regardless what the decision is. Let's put that just in shot down there for you. So that's the sort of underlying theme of this reading. And then we get to this card, which is just my, you know, it's just a fantastic looking card. This is the Hanged Man basically hangs himself upside down by his feet, and he does that to deliberately and literally see the world in a different way, or through a different lens. In this one, he's actually going back to the earth. He's turning into molten gold or molten honey or liquid or whatever, and he's fertilizing the ground, and his feet are just disappearing and turning into butterflies and floating away as ideas. It's a really lovely card, and it's about losing the battle to win the war, or a self-sacrifice, or that kind of flipping something on its head, just so you can see both sides and see the full story, and see that, you know, there is another side to all of this. Great energy, particularly coming off the strength of going down to there. So Aries, that's looking really nice. And then you get down to, you know, the King of Pentacles, antlers above his head, the same as the Knight, again with all these things hanging off him. But with him, it's a bit more deliberate. He's like, you know, I've got a hammer in my hand, look what I made. So it's an entrepreneur card, but it's also very demonstrable. You know, the guy is sat on a really solid, unadorned throne. It's like, yeah, I'm the king, but that's not what I'm into. I'm into physically rolling my sleeves up and getting on with it. But, you know, don't I do a fantastic job when I do it? Really nice card to see in this position. That's how you feel about the situation. Then how other people see you is the Queen of Wands, which is lovely. I mean, this doesn't necessarily relate to genders. This is the, you know, you have a masculine energy and a feminine energy. So she's very feminine. She's got peacock feathers, so she's very flat. Flashy is not the right word. She's very wow. You know, kind of walks in a room and everyone notices. Very confident. You know, does a lot of stuff, moves around a lot. It's there's a physicality to her. You know, so, you know, of all the queens, I'd say she's the athlete. There you go. That's probably the best way I could describe it. But a really nice card to get in this position, how other people see the situation. And then in your hopes and fears, you've got the octopus leaving its nest. This is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is nothing serves you anymore. So you literally turn around and walk away. It's like, I can't, you know, this job isn't working for me anymore. This relationship isn't working for me anymore. So this octopus would rather, well, it knows it needs to leave the nest, but it's a cold, dark place out there. And it's like, oh, it's not a, you know, but until you do something like that, again, in a more traditional card, there is a path off into the mountains, and you can see this person beginning to make this journey. So that's what that's about. There's a journey to be made. Whether that's a hope or a fear, I don't know, which is, I always struggle a little bit with that hopes and fears card, because, you know, that could be a fear, stepping out into the unknown, or it could be a hope. You know, I want to step out into the unknown. And then where you're going to find yourself, quite a dreamy energy, this one. So again, if you compare this knight to the one here that's massively over-armoured, this one is also supposedly armoured. I mean, he's got stuff over his eyes so he can't see where he's going. He's got shoulder pads and sort of hip guards, beautifully made, but completely useless. But what this energy is about, it's about it's a fey energy. It's you can't build stuff until someone's imagined it. There you go. Someone has to imagine. He's imagining this sword coming out there. You know, he's just thought about a sword and it's appeared. But someone's got to think about these things. Someone has to imagine a bridge before you can build a bridge. Because, you know, engineers are all about tolerances and weight and stress on the material and what material to use. This energy is, we need a bridge. And everybody goes, yeah, you're right, we do need a bridge. you know, and then you can start moving through with that. So as an outcome energy, it's a really nice week. There's no worries here as far as I can see. You've got some sort of, you had some stagnant energy. There are some choices to be made. So it's a sort of, what direction do you want to move in? I don't think there's going to be a lot of movement this week. I think you've got strength in abundance, you've got mental strength in abundance to kind of stand up for your ideas, you know. So if you and your partner, if you think it's a good idea to go to Hong Kong on holiday, you have enough strength to kind of back that idea up. And don't be afraid of it, you know. The octopus has to leave the nest and go off and be an octopus, otherwise it's just sat in a nest not doing anything, is it? And also, in order to get to this outcome, this sort of slightly ethereal, it's not a solid outcome, it's a dreamy outcome, you may have to lose the battle to win the war. So that's really nice. I'm going to clarify that. I'm only going to clarify with 3, I think, so let's put 3 down and see what they've got to say for themselves. So I've got the 2 of Swords again. That's twice this has happened now. This card in this reading can sometimes mean, you know, just keep away while I just think about it. I just want to think about the situation. Yeah. To me, I always think, well, if that's the churning sea behind her of all these emotions, just put the swords down. You know, you're deliberately holding them up, and take the blindfold off and see the problem for real. So there'll be that. The Knight of Wands, you know, very... I love one of the reasons I use this deck so much is the illustrations of the faces. You know, look at that, it's so restful and so calm. This is someone who is totally and utterly in control, knows exactly what they want. Yeah, you know exactly what you want in this situation. If you want to go to Hong Kong, that's the face of someone who says that's where we're going. You can argue about it as long as you like. So that, finally, yeah, Ace of Swords. Boom. Sorry about the glare on these. I mean, they're beautiful cards. Maybe I should have bought the ones without the gold foil on. But, you know, all swords are about, all aces are about new beginning. And the sword is a great one because it's a real moment of clarity. You know, this guy, the outcome here, you've been thinking about lots of things and having lots of ideas and the strength of those ideas and whether to give something up or not. This one that comes in is like, booyah, yeah. You know, this is what we're going to do. This is like coming home and going, I've bought the tickets for Hong Kong. We're going in a month. We best start saving, you know. So it does come with a certain amount of, you did what? I'm not suggesting from this reason that you go to Hong Kong, or if you live in Hong Kong, you come away and go back in again. That's not what I'm saying at all. You know, I'm not really seeing movement. I'm just using that as an example. Because in my past there was always a friend of mine who always wanted to go to Hong Kong. I always thought they should have done, they never did, and now they don't, and you know, what if? So yeah, lots of choices this month, loads of strength to do it, lose the battle to win the war. This is you. The King of Pentacles is great. It's a really strong, dynamic, entrepreneur-like energy, and people love that about you. You know, hopes and fears, don't worry about it. You know, if it's not serving you, it's not going to serve you in the future either. So dream on, dream big, and then, you know, really see the problem for what it is, I would say, because you're so in control with this card and this card, the King of Wands and strength. And then I think the ace is all you really need to see. You know, the ace is like, it's time to do this. So, have a fantastic month. Have a fantastic month. Have a fantastic month, definitely. But have a fantastic week. I'll see you next week for more of the same. Take care.